Hello, my dear Virgo. This is your love and spirituality reading for the month of December 2018 with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. We are soon entering into Sagittarius season, so wish all Sagittarius out there a happy birthday. And I hope you have had a lovely November. I myself have had time to recuperate and have some days off, and I've been able to both rest and get a lot of things done that was falling behind. I feel much more in balance between work and free time with this new organization. So if you want a personal reading with me, you can go to my website www.queenofcupstarot.se and check out the process. I read for the signs in order of most liked video, so hit that thumbs up button for your sign, and you can see the order I read in this time around at the community section of my channel. And thank you all for liking, watching, commenting, donating and subscribing to my channel. I'm so grateful for all of your appreciation. This is a general reading for Sun, Moon and Rising Sun sign. For some people that watch, the story I read can be in the reversed. The energy is the same. You're all part of the whole. The drama that you are in, but it can be different castings to the different roles by the universe. So the drama is kind of the same, but the castings might be different. For this reading, I will use the Druid Craft Tarot by Philip and Stephanie Carr-Gomm, illustrated by Will Worthington, and I will start shuffling your cards. So my dear Virgo, see what's going on with you this December. And we have a Queen of Swords and Justice. That looks kind of strict. It seems like you have made up your mind about something, and it's not likely that you are going to change your mind. You have seen something with truth and honor and decided that this is the thing. So you're not going to let anyone make you see things in another way. It's like you have decided. It's a decision has been made. Might be that some of you are dealing with Libras, because Queen of Swords and Justice is both Libra, or you might be dealing with another air sign or someone that is a tiny little bit judgmental. I don't think that being judgmental is always a bad thing. Having good judgment skills can make you be able to see through illusions, picking up out off your pink glasses and seeing the truth as it is, even if the truth might not be as fun as the illusion ones were. But if we know the truth, we can take also better decisions. Okay, so I call the divine with love and light. And here we have also the Hermit together with Justice. So Hermit is Virgo, and it's about seeing deep within, getting to know yourself in the depths, and being able to show that person on the outside as well. So with the Hermit being a personality that has very keen connection with the divine, they can also have a very keen connection with universal law. So it seems like you're onto something. It's like you're seeing something that maybe not all people see. It's you're opening to the possibility that you are actually right this time. So it seems like you just have decided, you just have make up your mind about this. It's two major arcana card that is about spirituality and law, and these two things together will probably make you change your life in different ways. And it's just like certain things, it just feels like this is right, this is the truth, and you don't back away from it. The Hermit is also a little bit of a like revolutionary person, leaving society behind and finding their own way, so their own truth, their own justice. So I called the four archangels in the four corners of the world, and here we have the Strength card together with the Justice card. So Strength card number 8 and Justice card number 11 sometimes change places in different decks. So sometimes Justice can be number 8 and Strength can be number 11. So it shows that they are kind of connected because it's about being grown up and standing up for what you believe in, and letting the truth be told. And also maybe sometimes you need to stand up for justice or fight for the weaker ones. Okay, but we see here is she's holding the sword in her hand, and here she has kind of dropped it in the grass. So we don't even need to fight. Sometimes it's just enough to have a conviction and being sure. We don't have to make anyone else see what we see or know what we know. We just act with the truth that we have learned. So very, very bossy ladies here. Okay, so I call the 6 elements: earth, wind. Okay, the world card wants to show its face together with 4 of cups. So it's like you have achieved something with this new attitude of yours. You have come to some kind of conclusion or some progress that have made you close a cycle. But okay, was this it? Is this all? Maybe you have hoped for a more celebration at the end of this road. Maybe you would have wanted more rewards. Maybe you wanted also, when you started to see the truth and maybe put boundaries and show people who you really were, maybe you thought that love would come more easy. That is what I'm seeing here, that you would have been rewarded with love, that people would have loved you for who you really are and what you really stand for. But that is not always likely to happen. It seems like you actually need to work on loving yourself. I see the 3 of Cups is here, but also the 5 of Cups is here. So for the moment, I think relationships will kind of be nice and friendly at many times, but also give you a lot of disappointments. So what it's all about is self-love, like taking in your masculine side and being okay with not being loved all the time, being okay with people not seeing things your way or not liking who you have become, or liking your ideas, and yeah, all these kind of things. It's just like you have decided you are the emperor, so you are not going to change your mind. So even if you are a feminine person, you have become very masculine in your expression, and that will not always make you people's favorite person, but it's going to make you be able to step into the new cycle. Something new that you have learned by this work that you have done with getting to know yourself and deciding what you stand for. So it might not be rewarding, but it's going to be rewarding for yourself, because being more sure, being more calm, loving yourself, standing up for yourself, it is a reward in itself. Okay, so 6 elements. Earth, wind, fire, water, spirit, and ether, to Prince of Pentacles. Prince of Pentacles. This is someone that watches you with maybe a little bit of fear. Okay, it might be you yourself that have this attitude of the Prince of Pentacles. Prince of Pentacles is usually Taurus, but might as well be a Virgo or Capricorn or any person that holds this kind of energy. It's a person that looks on a situation. It can act a little bit like a prey, like an animal prey, standing in the opening of the forest, looking out on the meadow, looking before they go out in the open and expose themselves for predators. So I'm thinking someone is a little bit surprised by your new behavior, and are not really sure if they are going to see you as a friend or a foe. So you might have surprised people around you with your new released self, because this has always been yourself. It's just that you have lived with more restrictions before. And here, what I saw, you don't, because you have become sure of who you are and what you stand for. So you're not going to make excuses like, I'm sorry, I'm this way. You are proud of being the way you are, and you feel comfortable in being the way you are. But other people might not feel so comfortable with the way you now have become. So don't, but you don't care, it seems, and that's fine. Okay, everything here is fine. So, clear view reading for my dear Virgo viewers, and I want my dear Virgos to have love in their lives and to find themselves in loving relationships. I also want you to have the Tower, no, creative success, and to walk on your highest path towards your highest destiny. So I'm thinking if this new attitude of yours is kind of breaking limits that have been there before. Certain things you were not allowed or didn't dare to say to certain people. Certain truths. We saw the Justice card that you held to yourself. And now with the Tower, it's like the restriction is gone, and what's emerging is a very sure Virgo that are not going to let anyone else trample all over them. So it might be scary when we gain strength like this, because we don't want to take actions that will make us lose things that's dear to us. But it's better to be loved for who you really are than to be loved for something that you have been kind of forced to show people because you wanted to be loved. So I will just tune in to your energy and month of December for a few seconds here. Okay, so my dear Virgos, this is your future there, and this is your now, and this is your past. So in the past here we have the Wheel of Fortune. So the wheel is a reoccurring situation that comes again and again. It's the drama I was talking about in the beginning before I shuffled the cards. The drama that's set up to play out, so everyone will learn the things they need to learn. And sometimes these dramas are very repetitive. Sometimes they are here to heal an old karma or an old trauma. So it's about being faced with the same danger all over again and again, until you are not scared anymore and you actually handle the dangerous situation with flying colors. So we are here to be educated, and this is education. And the wheel, it kind of goes nice like this, and then there's a knot somewhere, and you stumble and fall on that knot every time. But every time you do so, you learn something new, and one day you will be able to graduate. And that is kind of what we saw with the World card that came out. Okay, so that was the past. And here we have your now, and there's the Queen of Swords again. So the Queen of Swords is, she's like the freedom fighter, or the fighter for justice. She can be like a human rights lawyer, very clear-minded, very clear thinking. And in the second she lays eyes on a person, she can read that person inside out and see how the story goes, how it's going to go down. And therefore she has her eyes closed here, because it's like she don't need to take in anymore. She already knows everything. So she might come out as a little bit bitter, a little bit a know-it-all. And yeah, sometimes she can be a real bitch, to be honest. But I'm thinking the Queen of Swords is the bitch that you need in this situation. That this is the development you needed to make to be able to complete this karmic or traumatic cycle. So you needed to become, to step into this energy. And she sits alone on a mountaintop, so she much have a connection with the hermit in that way. She's not a people person per se, and she's ready here with a sword, but it's a very relaxed posture. So we don't look at her as a warrior, but I think she would be very quick with the sword if she was given the chance. So that's someone being quick with their words and being able to give very clear answers and maybe a little bit bitey answers or edgy answers if someone is in some way offending her or challenging her. And this is your future, and we have the Hangman. So the Hangman is a situation where we kind of need to let things go. We need to sacrifice certain things, and it might be maybe relationships around you with the people that can't really understand you. And we don't have to do it with bitterness. We can just walk on our road and not take things so personally. And whenever we meet each other again, we have like a new wheel of fortune and trying things again. And then maybe, well, it didn't work out this time either. We move on and then we meet again. So it's not about I'm so proud that I just let you go. It doesn't mean anything for me. I don't need you. It's not that kind of egocentric energy. It's more like, okay, if we can't solve it now, if you can't understand me, I can't understand you, we need to take a little bit of a break. And maybe we meet again in this lifetime or in the next one. Okay, so with the Hangman, it's also can be time to declutter your home, to sacrifice, to give away stuff, throw away stuff, put fire to stuff, whatever you need to clean out the energy of the old, so that new things can come into your life. So it feels like you are this this woman with a sword. Either you are a male or a female. You are this woman with the sword, defending what matters. You're not going to let yourself be victimized anymore, and you rather sacrifice situations around you than what you're sacrificing yourself. For some of you, it might be pride, that needs to be sacrificed, because we don't need to be proudful in these situations. We can just be what we are. We don't need to win over people. We don't need to be better than them. We can just be ourselves and stand up for that person that we know that we are. And that person won't be static, and you won't be the same forever. You will be changed by the people you are meeting and the situations you are in. So there's really nothing to be proud of in that sense. You don't have to preserve yourself or conserve yourself. You can be whoever you are at this moment, and you don't have to defend yourself in that way, in the prideful way. Okay, so sometimes that's ego that needs to go away. We also saw the Tower, and you might be dealing with some stubborn energy that doesn't want to understand how you have changed, and therefore you might need to let this energy go. So because if they can't accept you, okay. So this is the past, and here we have a Four of Pentacles. So the Four of Pentacles is a person living in the Tower, hiding things away from the world. It might be their real opinion about things, how they really feel about people. Love, for example, can be hidden here in this casket here. They can also be a little bit miser, hold back on a loving gesture, warm hugs, compliments, things like this. Sometimes this is what we need. We sometimes need to put ourselves in a very square shape. This is Four of Pentacles is like the foundation of a building. It's very, and it's in earth stone, so it's very rigid. And sometimes this is what we need to be able to come to that place of self-love. So people that are overly egocentric or protective might be people that really are insecure and have something to protect, because they feel very vulnerable every time they step outside the door. So the Four of Pentacles is a stage where we might need to be very egocentric or stay in our comfort zone, because we are too fragile to really stand up for ourselves when we go about into the world. So this is a process. It's not the end station. So a person that's very egocentric, that is not what they have always been or who they will always be. That's just a stage that they are in right now because they are going through this phase. It's a certain growth phase where we need to, for example, it's a child starting to develop past their earlier stage and starting to say to their parents, no, I can do this myself. I can eat for myself, even if all the food is ending up in the roof ceiling, but it doesn't matter. The child wants to do it for themselves. So it's a development stage, and sometimes we need to put very firm boundaries and be a little bit rude so we can make this development as well. Okay, and here we have the Two of Wands. So Two of Wands is also very, very strong. It's connected to the Justice card because it's 2. 11 is 1 + 1, 2. Also the High Priestess, 2. Judgment Day, 20, 2 + 0, 2. So it's about making choices and standing up for what you believe in once more, okay? Holding your horses, having self-control, being preserver towards yourself, like preserving yourself, and not backing down. So sometimes it can be if I would do reversals and the card can come in reversed, it would be a person hanging on the fence. They can't really decide to go with you or not go with you because they are so dependent on the consequences, so they can't make a choice. People that's very scared and square can become like that. We can't make a choice because if I do that, this will happen. If I do this, that can happen. So I don't do anything and I get stuck here. So this can be a person that's so stubborn that they have gotten stuck. It can be that bad. But it's just a transformative stage. It won't be forever. As long as the person needs to be stuck, they will be stuck. And then they will miss out on a lot of opportunities. And in the next life, they are going to remember that and how that hurt on their last days of their last life, how they felt like they have missed out on everything because they just stood here and were protective, so they really didn't live. And next life they will feel scared to become stuck, and that is how we develop. So nothing is bad, it's just what it is. And here we have the Lord. So the Lord is the divine masculine in its more earthly shape. It's not the High Priest is the divine masculine in its more divine shape, and the Lord is the icon for stubbornness and being able to hold one's ground and making a fortress like this and guarding the door. So to be like this can feel very comforting because no one is allowed in that I don't control. So it's a little bit control issues that can be seen here. But what I'm sensing is that either you are a person that have had enough, okay? You have had enough of bullshit. So this is how strong you have become because you're not going to take it anymore. Or this is a very stubborn person that has put themselves in this position because they are dead scared about change, okay? If things change, it might not change to my benefit, and I might lose the power I once had. So, for example, the Knight of Pentacles that we saw, the one that was stuck behind their little shield and looking out, that can be how a person feels if there has been a certain dynamic in a relationship before and that dynamic isn't there anymore. There was someone writing in their comment section from one of my videos about their passive-aggressive relative, and that they didn't people around them didn't no longer respond to that passive-aggressiveness because the people were not longer feeling guilty or trying to be nice about things that the other person was rude about. So if they were rude or passive aggressive, they didn't get the reward that they got before. So the passive aggressiveness didn't work for them anymore. And that might feel very scary, specifically for a person that have been used to controlling their environment in these kind of ways. So they are losing something, they are becoming scared of losing something, and they don't know what to do. It worked so well. I had everyone underneath my boot. I was able to scare them into submission, and now nobody cares. So it can be very earth-changing and earth-shuddering, like the tower, when that kind of thing happens. And I'm thinking that there has been a big shift of balance in Virgo's relationships. And for most of you, sorry for my voice, first reading for today, it's not really trained up just yet, and many readings have been done the past few days with both generals and personals. So where were I? These dynamics have changed, so I'm thinking most of you Virgos have become more rock solid, like this Lord here, and that have changed the dynamics, because the people that were rock solid before, they don't have the one access to that role anymore. You have taken over, you have invaded their space with also being this rock solid and stubborn. If they don't change, you don't change. If they don't help, you don't help. If they don't try to fix, you don't try to fix. If they don't do this, you don't do that. So that has changed the dynamics. Before, the dynamics might have been that if you don't do what I say, I will stop loving you, or I will get angry with you, or I will make you feel guilty. And now that doesn't take on you anymore. So what can they do? Nothing, because you kind of don't care, but it's not with bitterness. It's just that I think you have had enough. So I'm thinking you are a very good student on this circle, and you will probably ace this course. So I'm very proud of you, Virgos. Okay, so this is the now. That was the past. And here we have the Five of Wands. So that's what happens when two people fight on over the same spot, but you don't even have to fight. It's what it is. You don't feel guilty. You don't feel ashamed. You are not going to take responsibility for the other person acting like a baby. So what can they do? Okay, they can be angry. They can cause mayhem and disharmony in the home and whatever. So it's a stiff competition, but this is how we learn. Five of Wands, we battle things out, and each person takes something with them from the battle, something with the other person's argument, their point of view, and they are richer for it. So we don't have to be so scared for this battle. Sometimes they can be very petty, and it's all about, no, you said that, no, I didn't, you said that. Okay, and that's not particularly fruitful. But if we can let each and every one have their talk, we can have a talking stick if necessary, and say what they mean and what they really feel and what they really see and what they are afraid of and what they believe in and so on. And the next person also have their say. That can be very, very rewarding, very fruitful, very fertile. Okay, 501. But it probably doesn't feel like that. It feels, for most of you, it will feel like I'm still dealing with this super stubborn person and I'm sick and tired of it. So, but it's still very good teaching that you are teaching yourself in this situation. And here we have an Ace of Pentacles. So that's a beautiful chance to something. But I'm also thinking that maybe before Virgos were a lot about chances. You didn't want to miss out on a chance. So you did a lot to make certain things happen. And that made more stubborn people maybe being able to take advantage of your enthusiasm. And if you don't do this for me, this chance, you won't have it, okay? So I'm giving this to you, or I'm spending this time with you, but only if you do this and this and that. So it's like being kidnapped by your own dreams and kind of needing to drop the dream to get back your self-respect. But here it seems like the chance is still there, but both people needs to, or both parties, or both of these in this balance act needs to do take the chance. Okay, it can't be only one. And I'm thinking it's something with this, it's like this spring cleaning thing going on. That is kind of bringing in the new energy. When you do something totally different from how you have done things before, you will kind of invite totally new energy into your life. And that will bring you new chances. And we can also see the bear here. So the bear mother protecting her young. It's a very, very strong icon, a very strong feminine icon as well. Before, maybe you were strong in a masculine way, and that can have been, for example, being very strong, following orders, being a warrior, okay? But the bear mother, she doesn't follow orders. She listens to her own body, her own reactions, her own feelings from the inside, and that is what's making her strong. It's a little bit different. And both males and females can do this, but they need to be able to listen to their body, and their body are earth. Earth is feminine, okay? So next here is the Eight of Cups. So it seems like many of your Virgos take your chances, like you have seen a chance that might not involve the people that you have spent time with before. It's like the other people have had their time, and now it's your turn. Okay, it's my turn. It's my chance now. I have done everything you wanted me to, and I have really put myself into this situation with you and me, and I have done my best. But now this is about me. This is about my future, what I want. And if you don't want to come along with me, well, I'm sorry. I would like for you to come along with me, but if you don't come, I will walk alone. So that's the song. Walk alone. I will have to write it down, because in other case I will forget within like a split of a second. Walk alone. I will put this, it's a song, obviously. I will put it in the description box, as I always do. So you rather walk alone than walk in someone else's dream. It's like you have subordinated yourself for a very long time, and now you have grown into this big pair of shoes, and you're going to have your mind set on something. It's your turn to have justice. It's your turn to do things in the way you wanted them to. And people can either be with you or not. It doesn't matter, because you are so set on this that it's not going to make you change your mind if they try to kidnap you with saying, well, then I won't go with you, so don't. And you don't have to be bitter about it. It's just that this other energy is taking over. It's not as fun anymore with this old battle. So we see the sky in these two cards is very purple. Here it's a lot of clouds, but here the clouds is starting to lift, but it's still this purpleness in the clouds. And here we have like a pentacle star. And here we have the moon. It's either a crescent moon or a lunar eclipse. So it's about something, a big shift of energy. It's just not the same anymore. And here we have the Queen of Swords. So this is the either you're with me or you're not. Who cares? So, and it might be in the beginner's level. You might feel this bitterness and be a little bit have this being proud and prideful or whatever. But in the end, you will just see that it's not about who cares the least. It's about walking on your highest path towards your highest destiny. And you can only do that if you follow your own instincts and what you feel is right in your body. And if you and another person or a group of people don't have the same path, you leave that up to destiny. You don't want to force your dream upon someone that's not wanting to live in your dream. You don't want to be that kidnapping person that says, well, if you don't fulfill my dream, I will leave you. Even if it's exactly that what is happening, but you don't want them to be kidnapped. You don't want the cycle to just turn with like someone else being on the low. You want to you want to make things in balance, and for everyone to find their right path. You don't want to force someone to go with you on this path that's not belonging in there. So it's going to feel a little bit egocentric in the beginning, and you are going to feel that sense of, yeah, I'm winning this. But in the end, it's more about something else, that if the person didn't really love you or didn't really share your future vision, or you don't want to force them. Okay. So, this is your future, and we have a beautiful Princess of Cups. So that was what I sensed, that you are not going to be this bitchy forever. You actually have the best intentions. It's just that you need this little edge to be able to have this determination to follow your own path. If you are too empathic, you will feel sorry for the people you leave behind, and you will start to, change your mind and not fulfill your destiny. So, but when the time comes, you will feel very empathic, but so empathic that you love a person so much that you don't want to force something on them that they don't want to have or they don't want to live with. So you rather set them free. We see this here with the Hangman situation. I rather let you go. Oh, the Three of Swords wants to show themselves, even if it hurts. I rather let you go than to force my lifestyle upon you. The Hangman is 12. 1 + 2 is 3. Three of Swords here, and it's a 3. And there you have kind of the bear claw. So it's like this, and this is probably what have kept you captivated for such a long time. The consequences of your strength is hurting both yourself and other people, but here you're so ready to do it because you don't want to hang around and wait for your life to begin anymore. You want to live now, not living and ending up seeing that you have missed a lot of chances of how you really wanted to spend your time. And here we have a 5 of Swords. So even if you start to feel forgiveness and empathy for the other person, it's not particularly likely that they will understand you and feel empathy back. They just feel that they have lost something and that you stole it from them, and that it's like you don't love them anymore. You just changed. From one day to another, you changed, and you're not that sweet little person anymore that you once were. And now you're cocky and standing up and saying rude things, and it's not nice at all. But for you, it's nice. For you, it's freedom, and it's a big liberation and change. But for the person that held the control over the situation before, it feels very negative. It feels even very humiliating, or like you don't love them anymore, as I said. So but that's what it is. You can't really do anything about that. Now the table has turned a little bit, so that this person might need to feel what you might have felt before, and maybe it's their time to conform. Okay. And here we have also rebirth that I talked about with the 2 of Wands, judgment, rebirth. So when you took this decision, when you got so sure, you also changed your destiny and freed yourself from old karma, and you were kind of reborn. So the old problems, they just fell off you, like you were a geese and there came water on you, like the water drops on a geese just falling off. So it was the old costume and the old problems that you had. You don't have them anymore because you see the world in a different way and you are reborn. So this is very positive, and for some of you it might feel like, why did I waste so much time? But it's never too late. It came when it was supposed to come, this freedom, this liberation. It couldn't come sooner because you weren't ready, and it came exactly when it was supposed to come, in divine timing, which also the Hangman card represents. So it's very beautiful, but might be also painful, specifically if we have a lot of memories with certain people that means a lot to us, but we can't take them with us because maybe they are too stubborn. Okay, so I will read a card for you, and I'm thinking the Five of Swords. I can read the Five of Swords, so you will understand a little bit what might happen there, and so you're prepared and you don't have to take it personally. It's just a reaction to this change, and a person might still try their old ways of getting you back into the line, back in chess, under their control. So there is a risk of defeat. You may be involved in a quarrel and feel as if you are losing the battle. It is possible that you have been subjected to humiliation, abuse, or malicious gossip. The ancient Druids understood the power of spoken word, and slander was considered one of the 6 causes for divorce. To attack someone's dignity or standing in the community was deemed highly offensive, and clear sanctions were in place to prevent this. The card can also suggest that communication have broken down, or that underhand tactics have been used. It is possible that one party is acting out of a sense of righteousness, but their attitude lacks humility and compassion. And here it doesn't, but maybe that person that loses the control here is not going to be so gracious about it. Another interpretation of this card is that either you are blaming someone or they are blaming you, or jealousy and envy may be surfacing. As with all the 5 cards, too, they often represent difficulties, pain, and challenges. They are connected to 5, the High Priest, the divine masculine, that is like an arrow energy that comes with conflict to change things, to challenge us so that we might grow. Sometimes things need to get worse in order to get better, and once you move forward, life will start to improve and new opportunities begin to appear. So don't take this energy so darn personal. Just hold this energy of this Princess of Cups and this reborn child here, because now you are who you are, or when you were always supposed to be. So no frown face in the world will make you go back to someone that you were not. You are freed. You are yourself. You are your true self now. So that's worth any price. So I'm going to take a card for you from the Mario Duguay, Oracle of the Angels. So to see what's going on with my dear Virgo. So some advice for my dear Virgo. I am beautiful. Yeah, okay. So there's another song for you. I will put it in the description box as well. I hear, sometimes when I say a word, I hear tunes to that word or words. You're beautiful, no matter what they say. Matter what. So you will find it in the description box, and the lyrics can often deepen the meaning of this reading and show like another perspective, a deeper perspective, a more personal perspective maybe. So I am beautiful, and we can see here it's number 37. 3 plus 7 is 10. So it's connected to the wheel, which is the whole drama here, which you are starting to master. It's not having a hold on you. Before, it made you probably super scared and you submissed yourself whenever these kind of energies came to surface, but now it's not like that anymore. You have just changed. You are not scared anymore. You are a beautiful and true being. See the wonder of your soul. See just how beautiful you are. You are important to the universe. The nature of your smile brings comfort. The steadfastness of your light brings hope to those around you. Stay true to yourself. Your simplicity and your radiance help others more than you know. I am beautiful. My light brings hope to those around me. My smile makes the world brighter. So also with you doing this kind of revolution, you are that energy is spreading around you like rings on water to other people that will also be able to be as brave as you and do the same revolution. And one person after another will be freed by just their own accord. Like they are doing this for themselves, but helped by the people that went before them and opened the gates and made the paths. And you are one of those, Virgo, that's open the gates and clear the paths for the one that will come after you. Okay, and I will also take one or some card. It depends what the universe shows us from Notes from the Universe on Love and Connection. So for my dear Virgo, here, love and joy. You're being watched by loving eyes. What if you're actually an ancient gladiator of love and joy who agreed to visit Earth during these primitive years to spark some new thinking, share a few smiles, and help others discover they too are awesome? Just saying, the universe. Psst. Up for a just, of course, with rubber tingies. That is a very American set of words that I can't really understand. So if someone wants to explain it to me, it's probably something culture or local to, I guess, America. But anyway, it kind of says exactly what I just told you with the circles on the water, that you are here to do exactly this, and it's very destined. It starts with the wheel and end with the judgment day. So you have really cleared some kind of karma, and also, as I said, cleared the way for the people that will come after you. So if a father, for example, or a mother are able to do this kind of revolution, they are also have also done this revolution for their children, because they won't have to do the same thing if you were able to do it. Sometimes people need to do their own mistakes, but it's like you free away things. We can see this sometimes we have like some kind of anxiety or some kind of fear that we don't know where it comes from. And one day our parents say something, and out of the blue we understand we are carrying around their fear. And when then our parents might be actually carrying around their parents' fear, that carried around their parents' fear, that carried around their parents' fear. You know what I'm saying? It goes in the ancestral line. It's like what God said in a very scary way, that the sins of the fathers, but it's not the sins per se. It's more fear. Sin means miss the target, so it means getting fearful because you didn't have the experience to deal with it. And then many generations later, here comes Virgo and are not fearful anymore and just fix the problem. So the children won't have to carry it around. So it's very beautiful, this kind of revolution. Even if one person here might feel start to feel scared. They didn't feel scared before, maybe because they could control you. But now when they can't control you, they get fearful instead, and maybe even aggressive. But it doesn't seem to affect you, because it's like you have stepped into unconditional love when you stepped into self-love and when you accepted yourself exactly as you were. So it's going to be all right. Also for this person being upset, they need to face this, that they can't control other people. You just let them control you because you were nice and you wanted love and harmony. And now that is not as important as you reaching your destiny. So the other person now needs to deal with, okay, how do we get the love and harmony back? So that is a good job for them, I think. Okay, I hope this will help you. I want you to take really good care, and I also want to welcome you to my January reading that I will perform in the mid of December. Okay, so and also Merry Christmas. I'm super uneducated on doing social stuff like that. I always forget things like that. So Merry Christmas, happy holidays. So Virgos are the first one to hear this. Greetings. And if you wonder what the troll is under the table, it's just my dog that hears that I'm now ending the reading. So he's very excited. Okay, take care. Bye bye.